So I'll be sharing some of my thoughts and experience on new location, a source of good investments. You know, we are all into real estate business. You can be a marketer or a realtor or agent or an architect that develop, or you find yourself from another profession and you need to just get by in a country like Nigeria, so you find yourself marketing property. And what is glaring out there is you will see several banners everywhere. Buy property in Ekpe, buy property in Agbara, buy property in Mowe, Shimawa, and all that, and you hear things like, oh, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, your 500,000 naira worth of land would have appreciated to over 1,000%. How true is that in the real term? Now, investment decision plays a crucial role, this is why I highlighted, in shaping the economic landscape of a region or country. And one of the key factors in influencing this decision is the location of the investment. New locations, often uncharted territories, present unique opportunity for investors. Now, this is true all over the world. But these new locations must be well informed about them. If not, it's not all new location that can be a source of good investments. And let's have these thoughts. I like interaction. That's why my question and answer session is always very interesting than the slides and slides. So imagine being a real estate investor 10 years ago, considering investing in Ibejuleki, Ekpe, Shimawa, Agbara, Badagry, and the likes. Despite its current state, the location is planned to be homegrown technology industry with refineries and international airports. For example, Lekki Deep Sea Port, Free African Film City, and all that. I have some analysis to show us. Now, let's take Ibejuleki for example. If you have ever been to Ibejuleki 15 years ago, you know how that place was. How many of us have been there about 10 years ago? I know, 20 years ago. You found out that from that Eleko junction, there's nothing on that road. What you see is MNSA is trying to build up. And what you find settlements, villagers here and there. But the moment, the government announced, the coming of Dangote refinery, Lekki Deep Sea Port, there's a lot of attraction there. But again, even Ibejuleki as a settlement is not planned to be all residential. It's not planned to be all residential settlements in the Lagos State Master Plan. So the location of Ibejuleki as a good investment would differ from different investors. But this is my research and based on my experience in the field. And we'll look at different locations where they were in terms of the amount per square meter and also the percentage how the land appreciates. So this will help us in our next slide. Ikoyi, we know Ikoyi, old Ikoyi has been existing for many years, because of the, settlements of the colonial masters then. but still, it's a settlement that has not been really utilized. Then you found out that people started buying all the acres of land and they started converting it, into several uses. Now imagine, we're talking about new location as a good real estate investment or as a source of good investment. Now, some part of Old Ikoyi were new location that has not been tapped. In 2017, the price per square meter in Old Ikoyi was about 435,000 naira. But now, fast track, in 2023, it ranges between a million naira and 1.2 million naira per square meter. So imagine if you were an investor 2017, guess what your ROI will have been? Just even if you were an investor from 2022 to 2023, now you have 87% thereabouts of your investment. But let's leave Old Ikoyi because there are some people who might have connected and they might not have all this money. They might just say, okay, it's not for me. Let's go to, Magodo is crazy, trying to compete with Jare Keja. If you look after COVID, you can see here, 2021, 139,000, and now it's about 350 to 400,000 naira per square meter, like 95% higher. Now, what happened to Magodo Shangisha Phase 2? Because it's a gated estate, you have old buildings there. What happened? Developer came in, and people want a secure environment. As a result of the aftermath, NSAS, 1 million boys. This is I'm narrowing this thing down to Nigeria now, especially Lagos State. So they want a secure environment. They don't want to stay anywhere. So you found people buying properties in Magodo. So this affected the land price. Then GRA, we have a lot of expatriates that came in. Now GRA is being priced, at 500k to 650,000 per square meter. Then this I witnessed, Ibejuleki and Ekpe, we still go to Badagry. If you remember them, Mr. Gbenga, 2017, you can, let's say at 2,000 naira per square meter. If you're 2,000 times, if you want 1 acre, you get, or Monile will give you. But now, this is just the range, about 25,000, 40,000. And this price range, again, would mean that this land does not have C of O. If this land comes with a certificate of occupancy or maybe governor consent, it will be about 50,000 to 100,000 per square meter. So if you're buying, maybe you bought in 2021 at 15,000, your ROI will be over 105%. Then Ekpe, the moment Governor Body did that road, 2070, this is the price, 380 naira per square meter in Ekpe. You can write down your question. 2018, 500 naira per square meter. And, fast track to, this COVID 850. After COVID, everything just, skyrocketed. Now, 1,500 naira per square meter, 2021. But now, it's about this 10,000 to 15,000. Is still the ones that you have to just, it will be off the third road, because I know that a semi-landway, the amount per square meter is about 300,000 naira per square meter. So the same price with Magodo. This is a semi. Why did they have to command that price? Because they have a proper plan. They are building a city. So, and You know, that's the advantage of new location again. You can innovate. I'll get there. So this is just my chart. You know, old Ikoyi, then you have GRA. So I are between 2070 to 2023. You can have this later. So then what's the appeal of, you know, new locations? You know, like the language, new location does not necessarily mean that maybe people have not been there before or people are not staying, you know, but it means that relatively underdeveloped but have the potential of significant growth and development. Just what is happening now in Yaba, urban renewal, you understand? So many things happening too in Ikorodu. So new location, with my own experience and definition, does not necessarily mean that the place is only bush. People might be there, but it has a potential of significant growth and development. So there can be emerging city in developing countries, areas with job growth or area with gentrification. So we'll get to this. So new location often overlooked by real estate investors, but they can offer some of the best investment opportunity. I remember I was talking to a client. I said, you know, there's this place, Badagry, and it's a waterfront, good title and all that. I said, you can build a tourist center here, you know, with just, you know, $50,000, you know, we get the land at a good price. Then you have tourist center. Then you make your money. But you say, the bush, Badagry is too far. You know, if you are talking about Lekki now or Niru, I can build more. You understand? But, you know, some investors, that's why I put it, some investors, they tend to overlook, you know, the advantage and the potential that new location tend to offer. So this is because they have the potential to appreciate in value at a fast, you know, at a faster rate. And what are the appeals? I've listed there on tap markets. Just like what Adbon is doing now. Everybody wants to eat food. But you know what is going, you know, rural urban migration. The people in the village, they don't want to farm again. And, you know, there's a lot of emigration into the cities, but people eat every day. So how can you, you call it agro to home. So you can have land in an undeveloped area. You'll be farming, you know, you can choose your crop or your agricultural produce. Then you earn money, you still have food, while, you know, development catch up, you know, with that settlement. So the new location, the appeal is on tap markets. You know, new location offers access to markets that may not be saturated yet by competitors, allowing business to gain foothold and establish themselves as leaders in the industry. That's sorry for that. For example, what Landmark went to do in Ekpe is just use all that land. It is a new city. He played around with that environment. He took advantage of the lake, and he says, so if you want to be a competitor to him, you must do something bigger. So he took advantage of the untapped market in Ekpe. You can't do that in Oniru or VI because the place is already saturated. So affordability. If you want to do that kind of investment in proper mainland or island, you have to pay in billions of naira. So for new locations, you know, at least you can afford the land. And entry cost is very low. Labor, you know, and operational costs are typically lower, making it more co-efficient or co-effective for investors. So this can lead to higher profit margin. I know you have experienced that. You understand? Buying land in Ekpe for maybe 500K per plot, and you sold at 4 million. You know, that's a crazy ROI. So this, affordability of, the price, then the entry cost is very low. So innovation and growth, you can decide to, just like what you're doing, you cannot buy land in Abule Egba, for example, and demolish, and you say you want to do agro to home. It's going to cost you a lot. Even close by Shimawa, I don't know if you have anything there. So you can't do agro to home there. So the innovation will not be effective. So investing in new location can spur innovation and growth both for local economy and the investor's business. So these areas may be in need of infrastructure development and all that. So diversification. Existing investor can diversify. So you build your portfolio, reducing the risks, not putting all of them in, like they say, putting all eggs in one basket. So this diversification can lead to more balanced investment strategy. So I'll be very fast. Potential benefit of investing in new location. This picture, who can tell me what can you see here? This picture at the bottom. Where is this place? Eco Atlantic, and this is Victoria Island. Now, I'll just use Banana Island and Periwinkle as example for high growth potential. Now, the government of Lagos State, in partnership with the Shaguri, sat down. Okay, there's no land, we can't start going further, but we want to make fast money. Can we do something very close to develop settlement like Victoria Island, Ikoyi? So we have it more attractive for foreign investors, and for us to compete with the emerging new cities in the world. So they came up with Eco Atlantic, Banana Island, and all that. So you have high growth potential. New location will give you high growth potential, but you have to be strategic. All of us know, or some of us may know, before Lekki Peninsula, that place used to be, shanty. Some people were staying there. So they had to let them go. So Lagos State government then planned Lekki Phase 1, but you know how much Lekki Phase 1 is going for now. So high growth potential is very, very evident, with new location. You have Banana Island, Shoreline Estate. So you have the early movers advantage. I mentioned Landway. You know what Mr. is doing in Aoyaya. So Megamon, what they are doing in Ikota, Osapa, and all that. So a lot of benefits. So economic development, I mentioned why Lagos had to do this, the periwinkle, then opportunity for innovation. So we can see that play out in Pinnock Beach Estate, high-rise residential building in Eco Atlantic. So you have smart city, smart homes, coming. You can't go and build smart homes, for example, in Ogba. Who will buy it? The environment is not enticing for investors. So a lot of things. Electricity is needed. So many things. So we need to highlight the challenges and risk of investing in new locations. Uncertainty. The truth of the matter is, as juicy as it can be, with new location, if you are not a professional, or if you do not get a professional involved, you get your hands burnt, because you don't really know government plan on that location. So new locations are often characterized by economic and political and regulatory uncertainty. Those are the major things. But if it's for return on investment, it's certain. there to appreciate. But can you ascertain the economic policy, the political, instability that we have in places like Nigeria and some other African countries? Then the regulatory uncertainty, corruption is involved. Someone bought a land, 5 acres. He chartered it free. When he started the documentation, the guys, this off record, I don't want to say something. So before you know it, they've placed that they placed something on the land, that the land is not free. Why? Because they knew that this guy, you want to eat all this money, you come and meet us. Come and meet us, you paid double money, you went and buy land cheap. So you want to, you understand? So this is regulatory body uncertainties. And that's a problem we have in this country, corruption. Even though you show them that, but this is what you guys gave me at first now. They said, they don't know. Maybe it's network. So making investment riskier. So buying land that is not registered, etc. So infrastructure deficiencies, access to the location. Sometimes your car may break down because of the road, and if it's raining, you get frustrated. Except you have to spend money on this infrastructure, but it will not really add up. To construct a road, how much it's going to cost. So requiring significant capital investment to develop road, utility, and other essential facilities. So market unpredictability. I think this happened in Agbara or something. The market was very slow at some point. So cultural and language barrier, this is a problem where with some people who wanted to buy land in Ekpe, in an area, and they said, sorry for anyone that is from the east. They said, Ata ilewa for Moyibo. What that means in English, that we are not selling our land for, somebody from the east, due to previous experience, they had to explain to us, cultural and language barrier. This is another problem. Investing in new location may require dealing with unfamiliar cultures, language, which can complicate business operations. So, success stories, like I've said, Banana Island, we have the Lekki, we have Aja. Aja was before. There was nothing in Aja now. Even VGC, it was water. Waterlogged. But, we've seen success story. So investing in new location is very, very is a good source of investments. We have track records. You can see what place have turned to. So it's just a matter of time. Like I always say to people in real estate, so you need a professional or someone who is versed in that market. So in a city require careful research and analysis. Here are some steps that will help you identify emerging real estate market. So market research, very important. I may not bore you with all of these things. So you start to, it's even everywhere. You might not need school, but your market research, you just have to add one or two things together. Everybody know that Lagos is spending money to build African Film City. And it's a lot of money, $100 million. So, even if you buy a plot around that area, it will appreciate. So, economic indicators, population growth, employment opportunities. When people market Ibejuleki, you found out that they kept mentioning Dangote refinery Dangote will employ 300,000 people, 400,000 people. Some they even say 1 million. So you know that you'll be happy that there'll be job opportunities and people will need a home. They will need a place to stay. So, and trends in the cities. So you pay attention to areas that are experiencing growth, very important, and development. So engage the service of a real estate surveyor, brokers, and consultants. They're active in the markets, like all of us that are here. So infrastructure development, so like new highways, bridges, public transportation, schools are very important. When people heard that Lagos is doing, is it the blue rail from Badagry or the red rail? A lot of people are rushing to Badagry now to invest. When they opened the 6-lane road from Eleko to Ekpe, a lot of people say, wow, new road. There's no road like that in Nigeria. People started rushing to Ekpe to invest. So when they learned about the Lekki International Airport, they started going toward that direction to invest. I'm not sure there's still land in Ekpe. Mr. Gbenga. So we now have Ijebu Ekpe. So people are going toward Ijebu. So gentrification, again, is a process of urban renewal where previously neglected neighbors experience an influx of investment. I think we said this in zoning. So a lot of people are coming toward a certain, like Lekki is saturated, Lekki is congested. I'm telling you, congested. So because there are a lot of businesses around that place. So historical data, can use this to analyze, to identify, new estate location, demographic shift. We know all of that. Obviously, the areas with a growing young population, very important. Because in the next 10 years, people who are 15 years or 20 years, people who are 16 now, they want to stay alone. They want their own home. And with the data we have over 65% of the youth in Nigerian population. That's a youth, 65%. So that's a good sign for the real estate market in Nigeria.